Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ginger Stash Podcast. I'm going to be doing some podcasts reflecting on some things. I mean, now since it is wintertime, I have some more golf videos to put out, but I'm going to do some commentary on YouTube events, YouTube news, what's happening in the world of YouTube golf. Primarily, today's episode is about what is going on with Good. Is good, bad. That's coming your way right now. If you've been paying attention to the world of YouTube golf, Good has recently had 2 members leave their clan. So, Micah Morris, Grant Horvat left Good. They've left. They've recently made a video with Bob Does Sports. It does not mean they're not starting a Bob Does Sports supergroup boy band. It's just a collaboration from what I saw. But Grant Horvat and Micah Morris both made some videos this week. So there's a lot of stuff to talk about. If you have not checked out the video with Bob Does Sports, Grant Horvat, and Micah Morris, that is the best video of the week. I don't know who they had do some of their editing. It looked like some of the editing style was a little bit different, but unbelievable video. Great, really great content. They're playing at a course in Jupiter. So what is actually going on with the Good group? And the way I'm going to break this down is very simple. I mean, what you have is 2 different entities at work. You have the corporate style at play in the Good brand. So what you have with Good is you have a corporation mostly. I mean, really entirely. So Good Golf was really invented by Garrett Clark. He's the main member. He's the main member that really drives people to that channel from the work he did in the past, making these his trick shot videos on Instagram and then getting that into GM Golf. But Good Golf, if you don't know this, Good Golf was actually started by Matt Kensington. He came to Garrett Clark with this idea, and he had the Good, the brand, the label. He had that already in his pocket. He had this lifelong dream to start a golf company, and he had already been influential some in the YouTube area. So he approached Garrett Clark, and they start Good Golf together. Now, I'm guessing, this is a guess, and by the way, everything in this is all just my opinion based on my experiences and just what I think about this, because I do see tons of other videos out about this. So just take it for that. I mean, it's just my opinion. So what you have in this corporate style. So Matt Kensington, he must own 51% of Good as a corporation. Then Good has 6 members. Garrett Clark is a member. So you have 6 pieces of the pie. I mean, that's really without naming off all the people and dividing it up. So you take Matt Kensington has 51%. Then you take the other 6 members and they divide up that 49%. And it's not all divided up equally. There's something else that I've not heard anybody say having to do with this. Do Garrett Clark's parents own a part of Good? That could be a big conflict of interest. And the only reason I bring that up is because Brody Smith tried to start a group with Garrett Clark, and it was called Bro 5. When it came down to it, when it really boiled down to it, And they were going to, sign the papers with the lawyers and everything that they're going to start this group called Bro 5 with Matt Scharf, Stephen Casaneda, Garrett Clark, and Brody Smith. So the main reason why somebody would want to do this is because the old saying, the rising tide raises all ships, right? So if you start a YouTube group, you have like 5 tentacles, or Good has 6 tentacles. I mean, if you think of it like that, you have the main octopus head, which is Good. Then you have all these tentacles out there that are gaining subscribers. So as the individuals gain subscribers, the main head gains subscribers from all of those tentacles. Then that's the best way to really describe how a structured type plan. And it doesn't have to be YouTube. I mean, there's tons of businesses that are started that way. Or what you can do in YouTube, and it's a lot harder to do, and is just go on your own. If you go on your own in YouTube, your growth is going to be a lot slower than it would be if you take on all of these other partners. But in the end, you reap all the benefits. I mean, and there's also one reason. There's one reason why I do this alone, and there's one reason why any business I've started has always been alone, and then I just hire people. Is your ability to pivot is a lot easier. If you have partners involved, I had a power washing company during the pandemic that I started. I did hire, I hired a couple people, I just paid them under the table. Not that. Yeah, I might have to want to cut that out. Well, so anyway, when you're on your own, yeah, your ability to pivot is you can pivot to anything else, Ginger Stash Power Washing is now Ginger Stash Golf Company, and now I'm making shirts and I'm making hats, and I'm getting into that type of business, basically because when I was doing the power washing, it was beating the crap out of my body, and it's really hard to hire people that want to work these days. So, I just got out of it. Anyway, I'm getting way off track here. But that is just one reason why. I'm just giving you an example. When you work alone, your ability to pivot is the best. I mean, you don't have to ask anybody. It's all you. If you fail, it's all you. If you're successful, you reap all the benefits. If you die, then you die. So there you go. In this corporate setup, what really there becomes, and I've been involved in it before. You work for a small company. You say Good. There's 6 members. There's also people working behind the scenes. You have some editors. I mean, I know they have 2 editors. And then the people doing the camera work. I mean, so with a structure like that, so this is the biggest obstacle with Good going forward. Can they keep the leverage of the employees down, or at least keep them happy? It is yet to be seen. We've seen members come in, and we've seen members now leave. I mean, the core of the group, the GM Golf was originally Garrett Micah Golf. That was the original brand. He's trying to play professional golf, and he's doing YouTube at the same time, which, that would be really hard to do, because you gotta, I'm not close to ever even thinking about trying to play professional golf ever, but I know it takes hours and hours among hours of time too. And even at that, it takes a crazy amount of talent to get into professional golf. Well, there's one other thing I wanted to talk about is like personality wise. And leave your comment down below. Do you prefer watching scratch golfers just play like scratch golf that are good drivers of the ball? Or do you prefer something like Bob Does Sports or an ensemble cast? So that is really what Good has done with, and we've seen this in all sorts of TV shows. You make a show like Friends, you got the dumb guy, you got the smart guy, you got the funny guy. You know, it's the same with Good. You have like a couple of guys that maybe are supposed to be like comedians. I mean, I guess Matt Sharf thinks of himself as like a comedian. I mean, let me tell you, like, to be a comedian, you have to do stand-up comedy. You can't be on a YouTube channel saying jokes and say you're a comedian. I mean, you have to actually go out there and do the most terrifying thing. And I did stand-up comedy for about 3 years, so it's scary, really. So they have an ensemble cast. I'm rambling now. They have an ensemble cast of these different guys. Who are they going to try to interject? Are they going to interject somebody that's more on the line of like a Bob Does Sports? Find somebody like that? Are they going to find some? So far, I will say Good has done an awful job. Luke Kwan has awful personality. I mean, he brings nothing to the table personality-wise. I mean, I still watch some of their videos, but I would say his presence being in place of Micah Morris took their channel down a lot. For one, just overall, you had the cousins aspect of Micah Morris and Garrett Clark. So that made it feel a little bit like you had like a family there. All these guys are from the Kansas City area. So Micah Morris actually lived in Fort Wayne, did roofing in Fort Wayne, which if you don't know, that's where I live, is in Fort Wayne. There you have it. I mean, there's all these conspiracy theories out there. I mean, about, you know, Grant Horvat's girlfriend, you know, is she like Yoko Ono? Did he try to like just come into Good, get all these subscribers for himself, and then he just wanted to branch off? That's a good idea, but I mean, I think that would be really hard to fake. I mean, there's a lot of theories out there. I mean, it's really predictable when you look at it in just a common sense point of view. You bring somebody into a company, they don't know anything about media, they don't know anything about YouTube. You pay them to do a job, they get paid. He said in the video where he you know, said his final, like, why he left or whatever. You know, he explicitly really said, like, I work for Good, I work for GM Golf. So he works for them. He gets a salary. That's the biggest problem. When you make a salary, when you're a salaried employee, that's it. You don't make any more. If they're not giving you ownership in the company, you're never going to have ownership in the company. When this media company goes and they sell this Good name, which they will ultimately do, they will sell this Good name and the merchandising and everything like that to somebody else. Most media companies do sell to, I mean, it's just a fish world out there when it comes to media companies, because there's always a bigger fish out there that wants to distribute and do that type of thing. So, yeah, I mean, it's corporate structure versus individual. when you work for somebody, you have to do what they say. When you work for yourself, you have to do what you say. And if you fail as an individual, then that's it. Then you fail as an individual. Subscribe to my channel and check out my sponsor, busr.com/gingerstash. I'll leave in the description down below. Click that link. Go to BUSR. It is a betting website. They do have an app also. But everybody's trying to get some skin in the game these days. All right. So to conclude this video, my point of all of this is you can't throw a bunch of unknown young kids into a situation where they're essentially going to become the Beatles and them not figure out that their worth has risen through that process. It's basically, that maybe is the best way to think of it. If you just throw a completely unknown 20-something-year-old into the Beatles, eventually he's going to want to make his own albums and his own music the way that he wants to do it, so he can get all the money for it, and he doesn't have to answer to any of you schmucks out there. So thank you so much for spending your very valuable time with me today. This is my very first podcast, and I'm going to be on the podcast network as well and make a podcast every week. But I'm just experimenting with what I can do. Next week, I will be at the Golf Garage in Fort Wayne. I'm getting brand new irons, Mizuno irons. They're actually 1 year old and they're slightly used, but I'm getting some MB20 irons. We're going to be there. We're going to check out the simulators. We're going to play some holes. I'm going to show you everything they have in there for sale. Thank you to the guys over there for helping me out with the clubs and everything. But we'll go more in depth there at the Golf Garage next week. Until next time, stay classy out there, golf fans.